into the topic, which is Mother Lilith. Since the topic is gonna be about delving into the deeper pits of Mother Lilith or her mysteries per se. First is I'm gonna talk to you about spiritual guides or spirit guides in general. What are spirit guides or what are spiritual guides? Spiritual guides or spirit guides are can be classified into many various things. But basically in general, spirit guides are the ones that you came into agreement with or you are with in your, past lives, since they could also exist in your past lives. And the ones that are guiding you, pers- specifically speaking about it. So, what are guides? What are spiritual guides? Spiritual guides are ancestors, and I'm gonna explain what are these things later. Ancestors, uh, animal spirits. I'm gonna spirits, demons or infernals, deities like gods and goddesses, uh, elementals, um, star beings, and many more. So first is, what are ancestors? Ancestors could be your ancestors from this lifetime and ancestors from your past lifetimes, since that's possible. Anything is possible in this world that we're currently living in. So your ancestors most likely are the ones who came before you, the ones who are, you know, your grandma, your grandpa, and stuff like that. But in other instances, your ancestors could also be your um like like what's in your homeland. Like for example, Jose Rizal, which is a doctor here, or a bayani or a hero in this country of mine. That could be your guide, but it doesn't mean that you could specifically communicate with him. Unlike unlike the ancestors of them, or unlike the current descendants of them specifically talking about it, they could guide you like in a way that it might inspire you to do such things like writing, you know, reading about his works, stuff like that. You might get inspired to do that and act like him, or like um be inspired with his teachings, stuff like that. So that could be classified as your ancestral guide. For me, in my case, in my spiritual practice. Next is animal spirit guides. So this usually came from, you know, shamanistic tribes. So first let me discuss about what is culturally appropriation, since this might, get in the hands and we need to be aware about it. So cultural appropriations in general is like you are taking a belief from another system, for example, reincarnation. And this is from Hinduism. And you are, you know, disrespecting it in a way that you're not acknowledging the source of it, or you are, you know, taking a belief from another religion or another belief system or another cultural thing, but you don't acknowledge the roots. And what is close practices? Close practices are the things that you cannot initiate to in this lifetime, even though you have a past life regarding that, but you can still do it. But unless you have like a teacher, a mentor to guide you, and also, uh, you know, since it's not really a big deal if it's like not harming the land or harming the people who, you know, came past it or inherited it. This is just my thoughts, okay? So feel free to comment things, share your opinions and stuff like that. This is a safe space. So close practices could be like Kabbalah from Jewish mysticism, but there are three types of Kabbalah actually. The Kabbalah. What the hell are the difference? The K, the Q, and the other one, which is the Q, like the Kabbalah, the Q is more rooted on the Jewish mysticism, while the Kabbalah with the K is, more on Hermeticism, and the C is more on Christian Kabbalah per se. But this is all came from Judaism, which is the root of it. Also, voodoo, or yeah, voodoo. You cannot initiate into it unless you have a proper guide or mentor, since this requires a big responsibility in this life. That's why they have chosen to do such thing, or or the ancestors pass it to them, since they know the capabilities that they might have in the future, or you know help the generations to forward and to evolve in this cycle of life, or in this evolution of life. So yeah, shamans, you cannot, you know initiate unless you have a proper guide. LNK, which is a folk Christian here in the Philippines. um Brujeria, ano, what more, or ano pa, uh Santeria, and many more close practices. Haitian voodoo as well. You cannot do such thing if you're out of the religion, or unless you very much study it and you find a proper mentor to teach you that thing. But again, with a heavy price, or with a certain spiritual initiation, there comes a spiritual responsibility. So be careful about these things. Next is, uh also, babaylanismo is one of them. Babaylanismo is the Philippine version of shamanism. Next is star seeds, or aliens per se. Star seeds are human beings per se who came from the stars. I'm gonna delve into that later. I mean in the next video as well. But basically, star seeds are one of them, like Arcturians, Syrians, Lyrans, Pleiadians, and many more. So that could be your guys as well. Like, you may feel like you're out of this world, stuff like that. So I discuss about ancestors. I discuss about um, you know, okay. I discuss about the three ancestors. Also, nope, not deities. Uh, Animal guides. The animal guides could be found in like traditions, like mostly in other cultures, like they have animal totems and stuff like that. Also, I've discussed about star seeds also. And next is um deities. Deities cannot be your guides, but they can be your guides as well. This is the two truths of it. Deities, specifically, I'm gonna talk about Mother Lilith here and Mother Hecate. This could be your guides as well, and but they usually come into a person's life to teach them something. Okay, so they can leave anytime, and unless you decided to get devoted into their mysteries, they can guide you in your life, and they can help you progress along with your spiritual path. So next is angels. Angels specifically can be your guides as well. Like, Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, Shem angels. Shem angels came from Hirishoki. So this could be your guides. There is also Enochian magic or Enochian angels. They cannot be your guide unless you're initiated onto it. But angels like Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, they could be your guide. Saints as well. Saints are human beings who pass away and, become like saints in general. They are with the Christian God per se. Um, Also, what more? Elementals. Elementals, since I only know about like Filipino things, I will talk about it. So I will talk about it. Elementals are, like uh fairies, stuff like that. Duendes, something like that. Like the nature beings in general. Like duendes are like the small dwarfs here, or dwarfs in English, but not all small people or not all small guides are like, you know, duendes. Since from different cultures, it has a name for it. So yeah, elementals could also be the fire, the wind, the earth, and the water, and the spirit. That's actually what makes the pentagram. That's what the symbolism of the pentagram is. It's not demonic or a pentacle. I'm not sure with the two, but yeah. Also, yeah, I'm gonna go about like delving into the mysteries of Mother Lilith. Now, wait a minute. I'm gonna pause. Let's delve into Mother Lilith. So, Mother Lilith is just a disclaimer. I I might like be over forward or too straightforward on this on my videos, and honestly, it's just me. So it's sometimes you're gonna be offended, sometimes you're gonna be, just take it with a grain of salt. Since I am a direct person. I am a direct kind of person. So yeah, I'm gonna talk about Mother Lilith now. So Mother Lilith or Lilith came from various cultures, but specifically she is from Sumerian mythology. She is a Lilith, a Lilith or a Lilith, Lilin or something like that. And she's a wind spirit. Then she cannot be defined exactly. So this is just one of her pieces. And I have books about her. I will, send a link here to, you know, so you can learn more about her. So in a way, this is, you could, you know, like have a relationship with her, since I don't think that she's demonic. Actually, she has a succubus aspect though. It's like she's a big part of our creation, and it's important that if you're gonna be a witch or a practitioner in general, you would have a balance between the lightness and the darkness. You would need to work with both if you resonate with it. The infernal divine and the angelic beings. You cannot just work with ones. Since the angelic beings usually more they are like primal. Some of them don't understand human emotions, but Archangel Michael does you know uh the how they say this, like human emotions. He understands them while others don't. But regardless, it's best to work with both, since we cannot be whole without the darkness. We cannot be whole without if we're just too much light or too much dark. So yeah. So since also in, demons or infernal beings, specifically what I'm talking about is the demonic pantheon of like Dark Squisha, and I'm gonna further discuss more of this in the future. If I had experiences with them, if I had learnings with them, since who knows, they might visit me as well. And I'm gonna let them teach me, since this is my path, this is my journey. And if you don't resonate with that, it's okay. So, yeah. Also, demons understands emotions unlike angels. While they could be too much, since they're gonna force you to face yourself really. They are not really that evil unless, you know, for me they become evil, or they become evil is such a disheartened word. They become like, for me, negative beings. This is not just about demons, this is also about any kind of spiritual beings. They become evil when they start to harm people, that like you will just suddenly get bruised and stuff like that. That's evil for me. But if it's not, it doesn't control your body, it does not it respect you as a human being, and it helps you grow, why not? Since this is your path. And yeah, let me now talk about Mother Lilith. So first is, let me talk about her mystery, which is the story and the Adam and Eve thing. So basically, they believe that Mother Lilith is the snake and the snake or the serpent, or sometimes they believe it's Lucifer. But it's more believable that it's Lilith. So in the Gnostic or in Gnosticism, basically this is Yahweh, or the Father, the God the Father, or the God of the Old Testament is actually not God. Yeah, this might trigger you as well, especially if you're like into this stuff. But again, Catholicism and stuff like that, it's up to you to discover your own path. This is just a guide. So yeah, since they believe that Yahweh is the demiurge, or the lower god per se, and they have a council of god or deities. That's why it makes sense for me, since in the Sumerian civilization, there's like, they came before us, the Sumerians. For me, unless we're gonna talk about history, we're gonna talk about credibility, and not just, like visions and stuff like that. Since visions can also be deceptive. So, yeah, Mother Lilith is cannot be defined. So, this is the story of Lilith. So, Lilith is made equal to Adam. Yeah, the first man. So, this is this came from the alphabet of Sirach or Judaism. This is one of the stories. So, Lilith is actually the first wife of Adam, and Adam want to have, you know, S or lie beneath Lilith. So Lilith decided to no, she's not. Like, I'm not gonna do that since we're made equal in the image of God. So she decided to leave the garden since of that behavior per se. So if you think about it, Lilith has a point since we cannot just let the people or we cannot just let the things control us. Like, we need to have our own choice. We have our free will, per se. If we're gonna be specific, we have our free will. We need to take care of our body and we need to, like, not give permission to just any people or whatever. Like, for me, our body is sacred. Our body is a temple. Not in a sense like a temple of God. Well, yeah, God dwells inside us and God dwells outside us. So yeah, so Lilith then eventually leave the Garden of Eden, and after that, the three angels try to rescue her, or and I think she proceeded into the Red Sea if I'm not mistaken, since there are a lot of variation of her story. So I might have like a part two of this, but this is like gonna take for sure an hour if I'm gonna see every information that I got, or yeah. So she decided to leave the garden, go into the Red Sea, and also the three angels try to rescue her. And after that, she doesn't want to submit. The three angels like are like the something like Sam Sanigoys, like they start with S. I don't know why specifically, but just that's just the way it is. So yeah, uh, after that, she doesn't want to go since like God was trying to like submit, like make her submit, but she doesn't want to go. So she decided to utter the ineffable name of God, and she left the garden and became the you know then she met Lucifer. I'm not sure if it's Lucifer or Archangel Samuel or whatever. Then they fall in love, and honestly, I love how this lore, or I love this story. I'm not sure if it's Archangel Samuel or is Archangel, you know, is Lucifer. But basically, she met someone, and he has an angel wings. He has like a wings since she is really living in a cave, I think, or in the Red Sea. She's in the cave, then suddenly, you know, she met someone. Like an angel came up to her, and then she met like this being which is an angel, supposedly a fallen angel perhaps. Then they mated with one another since Lilith fell in love with him. And I think this is Lucifer. And this, or Archangel Samael. And then Archangel Samael means the poison of God. And then, you know, that's where her story ends. That's one of her stories. Let's proceed to another one. So, you know about Adam and Eve, right? So basically, she came to Adam after like 1,000 years, 2,000 years, I'm not sure. But she came into Adam. And she, like, you know, decided to mate or have sex with him in a dream, not in physicality per se, or maybe in a physical sense. I'm not sure, but like it's more believable if it's like a dream. But it's not. If it's not a dream, then apparently they had sex or whatever. Let me ask Lilith about that. I'm gonna ask the cards and also gonna ask other Lilithian practitioners as well. And if also you are a Lilithian practitioner, then comment down your, insight about this. And, what do you think I am missing in this video? But basically, she meet with Adam, then with her sisters, with some of her sisters, like I'm not gonna say their names, but I'm gonna talk about them later. So she meet with Adam. Then after that, they produces the Lilins, or the children of Liliths. Yeah, children of Lilith. And then that's after 1,000 years when like Adam and Eve supposedly like I don't know like fighting. I forgot. And then let's proceed back to the first story, which is what I said about like her leaving the garden and stuff like that. So I remember that after she left the garden, the god of the god, or for me the demiurge, decided to curse her per se. She cursed the god of the Bible, or the god whatever, cursed her to her children would die unless they have a sigil of the angel. Like 100 children of her will die every day, apparently. And for me, that's just injustice. Since she chose to be free, she chose to be a mother, she chose to be herself, she chose to be independent. And I don't like that kind of ideology, you know. I don't like that kind of God. But in some ways, I am finding God still, since of Christ, Jesus, and my belief systems have been changing as I learn about this stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna proceed to like talking about her sister. So I'm gonna use my phone since you know I have notes here. Wait, let me pause. So yeah, so these are the five sisters of Lilith. Five or four? Oh wait, let me share you the story. Since that I paraphrase it So I saw that I have notes here. So basically, Lady Lilith was the first wife of Adam in the Garden of Eden. This is like my version, or what I mean is my, like I summarize it. A being of divine power and equality. Lilith refused to submit to Adam's authority. She demanded equal in her union, particularly in sexual relations. But Adam wanted her to be subservient. So when she refused to submit, Lilith left the Garden of Eden and wandered the earth. Her journey took her to the shores of the Red Sea, where she met Samael, or maybe Lucifer, the dark angel. Together they formed a secret bond, and Lilith gave birth to many children. The angels, anger, no, angered by her defiance, sought to bring her back and punish her children. They murdered Lilith's offspring unless they have the sigil or the mark, which plunged her into despair. In retaliation, Lilith became vengeful and cursed God, his angels, and humanity itself. She swore to protect and defend her children, the oppressed, the abused, and the cast out. As Lilith continued on her journey, she came to the realm of vampires. Yeah, so, spoiler alert, her sisters will be talk now, where she met the vampire goddesses. Asia Sinamim, Agrat Badmalat, Queen Nama, and Igrat. I'm not sure with Igrat since Igrat is the mother, yeah, Igrat is the mother of Agrat Badmalat. With the help of her new allies, Lilith underwent into a new transformation, a long and painful transformation that turned her from a mortal woman into an immortal vampire goddess. But since she was cast down from the heavens by God, or she left the Garden of Eden, she wasn't cast down, I mean. She left. Obviously, she would acquire God's abilities, some God like abilities as well. For me, since she's the first creation of God, think about it. Like, if you think about it, we are like fragments of the source. So we have that God inside of us and also the God outside of us. So that's why we have the seven chakras in our body. And this could activate our psychic senses. But we could also be like born, you know, have powers supernaturally. So yeah, in the outer spiritual world, Lilith became a protector, defender, and mother of her children, fighting against the angels and keeping them at bay. But again, sometimes balance must exist. So sometimes Lilith works with angels like Archangel Michael, specifically in a witch spot, and we cannot, say much. Like I can say much about her since I I am a devotee. I research about her, and I know a lot of things about her, but like we cannot really still give much information even though we have a lot of information about her since sometimes knowledge is power. We need it. We need the knowledge, but if it's too much, then it could harm us. But like that, sometimes that's why we still need to take all of this with a grain of salt, since you know we cannot still understand things. There is still a divine order that must be taken place. So that's why Lilith's story will never end, and one day at a time, she will be known again. She will go, for me, in my case, she will be known again as And I hope that it would be like powerful and impact a lot of people's lives. She would impact people's lives even more further. So yeah, one of the Lilith's devotees are Kaka's Cauldron. You can check her out. I love her. So in the current, modern world, she became a figure, a feminist figure. But yeah, a feminist figure and a figure in a lot of things. She even appears on the Diablo or the game, apparently. So yeah, a lot of things are changing in this current world that we're living in. So for me, this is her attributes. She is the Mistress of Darkness. She empowers, she embodies the power of the darkness, moving gracefully through the night and wielding its energies to transform, heal, and protect. She is a divine temptress, drawing others into her world where shadow and light coalesce. She is a goddess of sexual empowerment. She teaches people how to arouse passion, unlock pleasure, and awakens dormant sensuality. She empowers others to release inhibition and embrace their sexual desires freely and confidently. Lilith is a master of vampire magic. Lilith is the goddess of vampires, and she uses her powers to both heal and destroy. That's why I said to you earlier, guys, that she cannot be put into a box. She is adept at working with the dark currents of our soul. I also resonate with that, cleansing toxic energies and guiding others to their inner darkness. She is also skilled in necromancy and the use of blood magic. Lilith understands trauma and pain deeply. She aids those who have suffered emotional, physical, or sexual abuse, helping them to reclaim their strength and release shame. She teaches self love, healing, and empowerment, and she is a fierce protector and a warrior. So, yeah, I'm gonna tell you now about her appearance. Lilith's appearance is ethereal. She could appear since she has a lot of aspect apparently. She could appear to you like as a vampire and like just a woman. Just a woman, what I mean is just a woman. It's, it sounds like I'm discriminating. No, I am not. Apparently. Like I love women. That's why, but I'm gay though. That's why I talk about her as well since she helped me. Mother Lilith helped me. Her skin is moonlight pale, her eyes are magnetic, sometimes red, magenta, or deep blue. Her obsidian black hair cascades in long silken waves. She dresses in sensual revealing clothing, corsets, gowns, and darkly elegant attire. But she could also appear to you as a normal being. She could appear to you as her succubine form, and many more. Offerings and rituals for her. Offerings. Lilith enjoys offerings that resonate with her. Also, ask her specifically for, offerings. Like, what does she want? Such as, this is sensitive, okay? So, blood is one of them. Roses, pomegranates, hibiscus, natal, almond, mugwort. She also appreciates antique silver items, sacred herbs like an incense such as jasmine, sandalwood, cinnamon, myrrh, and frankincense. Also, dragon's blood. Also, this came from like research, a lot of research from her devotees. Lilith is also drawn drawn to crystals like moonstone, black moonstone, smoky quartz, fire opal, ruby, obsidian, topaz, and garnet. Lilith can also secret times. Lilith can be connected with at any time, but her energies are strongest from February 25th to March 2nd. I don't know why, but this is basically, just from research. So take it with a grain of salt, especially in leap years. Also, the witching hour, which is 2 to 3 a.m., specifically, is also a potent time to invoke her presence. So, Lilith's aunt is Renish Biasa Abaj Lilith Lirak. Her sacred ara or her another aunt is Asata Torol Naisi Lilith Saruna. Wait, let me get my journal about her. So, understanding succubi and incubi. So, if you develop an intimate relationship with them, you might experience the following. They are gonna protect you if you open a door with spirits that intended to, harm you. They will critique you. Some will get jealous with humans, and if you please them, this is an occult secret, but I'm gonna reveal it here since I am the right people will find this account. If you please them, their wings are gonna come out since they cannot control their wings, apparently. So there actually in another um video that I've discovered, Lilith has 40 names and are charged by ancient Sumerians, but I don't know all of them. And those names have powers like seduction, reawakening your feminine energy, passion for life, gives your power back, heals sexual trauma, boosts confidence, powers of feminine dominance, sex magic, helps in working with the feminine shadow itself, helps with all feminine reproductive, helps with issues involving reproductive issues as well, apparently. So, I suggest if you're gonna delve into these mysteries, I suggest that you have a grounded heart and grounded mind. Also, ground a lot, like be on earth a lot, since this can lead you to like more on astrally or more on, you know, like you could have like spiritual psychosis, kasi, or religious psychosis. Do you know, guys, the rapture thingy? Like, they said that Jesus is gonna come in September shit. Then, they like throw away their things or like they give it to other people. Then I'm just like, this is funny for me, and at the same time, it's kinda disheartening to imagine since you know they are just people as well. Those close-minded peeps, they are just people as well. We are all, you know, part of the same source. We are gonna all be led back to the source, to God. Okay? So, yeah, let me talk more about her. So, according to this thing, Lilith is also found in the Halupuchi and the Epic of Gilgamesh. This is my grimoire, by the way. This is a lot. So, yeah. Also, if you wanna learn more about Lilith, you can check out the channel called Sorceress Magimun. she decided to change her name there. But it's Priestess Magimun. She is a priestess of Lilith. Also, wait a minute. Let me pause. This. Taking better care of yourself. This is said about Sukiba or Incubi. Taking better care of yourself attracts them. Eating meat will hinder your connection to them, according to this, but it depends upon your relationship with the Sukiba or the Incubi. Anointing yourself with rose oil help your connection with them. Also, if you like experience this stuff, it's more of a cycle thing. Like sometimes it's more of a cycle things. Those harmful succubi or incubi that attack you. Like they do that in one night stands only. They are like people. Then if they they cannot satisfy like thus they cannot I mean you cannot satisfy them. I mean like apparently they will leave you alone. But if you're you know having attacks, pray to Saint Michael. If you're a Catholic or whatever denomination you're in. But I suggest to do that, and also since Latin is powerful, you can play Gregorian chants as well. In that way you can banish them. But that's just the Catholic way of it. Or the way of what I know. But if you want to develop a relationship with them, just know that it's gonna be powerful. So if you wanna tune yourself with her, inhale, then exhale, then repeat. Lilith, Ashtaba, Diyanet. Also, did you know guys that there is this thing called they had a paranoia with Mother Lilith, which is they created like bowls and stuff like that. Like they created this thing. Let me show it in the picture. And then they created the things to ward the spirits up, or ward, or make her go away, stuff like that. And it's like it's funny since they don't understand that Lilith can protect them, and they don't understand that these things could help them as well if they decided to embark on their mysteries. Like, you know, I'm just glad that I found this kind of things. Wait, let me talk about uh her sisters now. Nama. This is Queen Nama. Nama is often visualized as strong, with tribal woman from the Middle East, embodying fierceness and power in her appearance. She is associated with Malik or King or Regal. Malik is a name reflecting her position as queen and ruler. That's why I call her Queen Nama. Nama is known for her fiery and powerful personality. She played a crucial role in the creation of the Nephilim, the race of giants, by seducing the fallen angels known as the Watchers. This is according to research, guys. Nahima is one of her names, and she also rules over the realm of Nahimot. Also, Lilith rules the realm of Gamaliel. She's the goddess of wealth, possession, physical strength, and sorcery. Nama is revered for her wisdom, and her gifts come with a challenge, and she will test those who seek her favor, ensuring that those only the worthy can access her potent power. She offers power, wealth, physical strength, temptations and challenges, and sexual energy. Chanting. This is her chant. Ha nama malika ha shadim. So this invokes her regal empire, the presence and power. This can also be used to connect with her if you resonate with her energy. She's also, you know, her power extend into the realms, many realms such as psychic vampirism, financial matters, and soul trouble. Excuse me. Her flower is lavender. Her energies align with the both fire and earth elements, along with the aura of Mars. It makes sense since she has fiery energy. She is also a goddess of both creation and destruction, holding the power to balance these forces with mastery. Nama was the mother of the giants, according to this research. Those monsters children of the Watchers, and her incestuous relation with her brother Tubal-Cain only serves to highlight her rebellious and defiant nature. Her actions were fundamental to the rise of the Nephilim, which is a race of giants who were the product of her union with fallen angels. This is some warning and caution if you decided to work with her. Her power is overwhelming, such as Lilith, and she demands respect. She is also the goddess of extremes if you seek to harness your gifts with her. Her intense energy can lead you to challenges and obstacles that forces you to prove your worthiness. She values physical strength, discipline, and mastery of oneself, making her connection deeply transformative but also difficult. Nahimot is one of the most potent and mysterious realm within the Klippa or the Klippot, the dark, chaotic, and inverted counterpart to the Sephiroth of the Tree of Life. This realm is shared by goddess Lilith and Nama, both of whom embody different aspects of divine power, sexuality, sensuality, material wealth, and physical strength. I'm gonna and I think that's it for today since this is almost an hour video. So maybe tomorrow I'm gonna post more about her. Yeah, I'm gonna post more about them as I grow through my journey. So check those channels out that I've said, and see you guys again in the next video. Goodbye.